I'm a couple minutes early because, you know, I got to do a sound check. I got to do all that stuff. Let's see if I have sound. Hold on. It's always a crapshoot. We have sound. Okay, that's one thing we got. And I'm a couple minutes early because I want to put some links in. Hi, Sheila. I want to put some links in so I don't forget. So bear with me. And you know, what's weird is, and this happened last time too. Oh, well, okay. Never mind. It's going to behave the way I want it to. Okay, last time it wouldn't show me comments on my computer, just on my phone, but evidently today it's going to behave. So I'm putting in quite a few links. I'm putting in a link. I just put in that first link is to my link tree, and that's where you can find Robin for all the paint that I use, and you can find my link to YouTube. This second link here that I've put in is for the new junk journal from Denise at Crafty DIYer. It's going to be one of those tall ones. I can't wait to make it. So if you want to join us, please use that link, and I get a little something something for that. And then I'm going to put some links into some things that that I'm going to use here. Hi, Lori. Robin. Hi, Robin. And I got both Loris. Hi, Lori. Girl, it's 80 degrees here. Yeah, yeah, it's 80 degrees here. It's gorgeous outside. It's so pretty. Yeah, we have beautiful, beautiful weather. Unless it's 120, and then of course I hate that, but can't have everything. So let me finish putting these links in here, okay? Because I went to the trouble to create them all, so I don't even know what I'm doing. Hold on. I'm looking at my screen to make sure that they come up. Some are to like products that I'm going to use in the, this is all new to me, but I've been told that I need to be more aware of this. So I'm trying to be more aware, okay? And anything that I miss, I'll put in at the end, okay? Like if you see me use something and I haven't put it in, I'll put it in at the end. That's an important one. So I'll put that in. So listen, we're going to use the Catharina, transfer today, and for 24 hours I've taken $3 off, and it's already reflected in the price. All you have to do is go into my shop. I just put a link there. So these are $21 today. Smoking price. All right. Let's see where I'm at. Hi, Shannon. I'm happy to see you too. And I think I have maybe one more thing that I want to put in. Vintage textures, because you know I use it on everything. And then we'll do one more. We'll do today I'm going to use this word's hard for me, Ephemeral type, which is a great stamp. We're going to use that today. Okay, I think the infomercial part of the live is over. But I got to get those in there so, you know, you guys know where to find stuff that I'm using. Okay, so we're done with that part. Let me see who I missed. Let me see. I miss Sheila. Hi, Sheila. Whom else? Oh my God, she says. Yeah, we have gorgeous weather. gorgeous weather. It's hot in the summer, but that's what air conditioning is for. Patricia, hi sweetheart, I missed you. You just finished your taxes and you're still in an okay mood. Well, that must be a good thing, huh? Okay, so I'm all caught up with everybody, I think. I don't think I put in, I'm going to use my stamping pressure tool, and I don't think I put a link in for that, so I'm going to try one more time, and if I don't make it, I'll do it afterwards, because I quite frankly don't know where it is. Let's try this one. Let's see what this one is. It's freezing rain here in Upper Michigan. Gail, I'm sorry. Hi, Janet. I'm getting younger and younger. Yay! Hooray! I'm happy about that. I am happy about that. I'll take that any day of the week. Okay, so let's see where we're at here. I think I've got all my, there it is. There's the pressure tool. You guys, I love this thing. I love this thing. And it's like $5.99 right now on Amazon. I love this thing. Well, you see me. I use it with everything. All right. Yeah, Janet, I haven't seen you in a while, Dolly. Where you been? Shall we start? Let's start. Okay. I got to do the whole camera thing. Thank you, Gail. All right, here we go. We're going to, what are we going to do? I'm going to angle down. Let's see. That's why I hate this part. Angle down. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention? I wanted to tell you guys. On Thursday, this coming Thursday, I think it's April 3rd, I'm going to be part of a printable party that that Denise with the Crafty DIYer is hosting, and my time is going to be at 12 my time, Pacific Standard Time, and 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and then 2 p.m. Central. And it's a printable party, and we each got to pick one of the printables from the new April printables, and we're going to make something. I got a really cute idea. You guys are going to really like it. So tune in for that. And I'll remind you, okay? I'll remind you. So here's the deal. We're gonna start with an Iron Orchid Wood Gallery blank, okay? And what I love about these is you can use the front, or you can use this side for a shadow box, and you can do something on either side, which is very cool. Like you could build something here, and then you could make it reversible and you could do something here. So that's really, really cool about these. And I do a lot of shadow boxes. We're gonna do a shadow box today. So here's where I started. I started with, and I had to paint or else we'd never get through this, okay? So, and you know, painting's boring. It's boring to watch people paint. Here's the paint that I used. I used, hi, Micheline. How are you, sweetheart? Micheline, my friend. I used Vera at the Ballet, is this gorgeous pink color. And of course, my favorite color, Farmhouse Linen on this, okay? And so I did the sides. I did the whole thing. I did the back, the sides, the inside with Vera at the Ballet. And then here I did Farmhouse Linen. The first thing I want to do is I want to do a little dry brushing, okay? Because I don't, this is too flat pink. Lynn, there's Lynn. Hi, Dolly. It's too flat, flat. So I'm going to get a brush. This is my favorite brush to dry brush with. Look what a mess it is. But boy, does it give you a good dry brush. So we're going to do that. Robin, thank you for doing that, honey. I don't know if you noticed, but in one of the opening posts, I posted to your store. I actually posted to my link tree, and your store is listed there. So I got you, girl, but thank you for dropping that again. What was I talking about? Oh, so I'm going to use some farmhouse linen. And I've just dipped my bristles in, and I'm going to kind of mush them into my paper towel right here. And then this is always how I test to see, okay, that's good. See, because I don't want a lot. And I just want to kind of, see, I just want to get a little bit of interest on that Vera at the ballet. I don't want it quite so white or so pink, you know, just a little bit of interest. And I kind of go along the edges like that, and it gives kind of like almost like a little white border. And I'll do a little bit around these edges here, and I'll get a bit of a white border. And see, it's just more interesting now because it's got a little bit of it's not texture, but it's not flat pink anymore, which is good. So I'm going to do my sides too. Ah, Robin, I don't know if I'm the sweetest, but I'm okay. So I'm just going to go all around because I don't want just flat pink. Although this is a beautiful flat pink, I want a little bit more, you know, dry brush situation there. Okay, so now this looks so much better to me. It's got more interest, and I find it to be much more pleasant to the eye. Now, here's what we're going to do. We are going to take our Ephemeral type, which is a great background stamp. Like, you could take this stamp and like just take this part of it and do like that, and you'd have a fabulous background. Like if I wanted to do, just say I wanted to do something on the background of one of my wood gallery pieces, I could just pick the middle of this, ink it like this, and just put that down, and just this part would be a fabulous background. These are instant backgrounds, much like Kindest Regards, but more interesting, I think. I think they're more interesting. More than okay. Well, thank you, Lynn. That's very nice. Okay, so we are going to use this part of Ephemeral type. This part right here with a real fine print. And I'm going to use stone gray, okay? And we're going to print on tissue paper, okay? So I've got some tissue paper, Dollar Tree tissue paper. It's got a shiny side and it has a matte side. I like to use the matte side. I don't know why. I have no scientific research to back that up. It just seems like the right thing to do. So that's what I do. And I try not to stamp on my paper towel because I don't think it works as well. So I could take this off of here, but I'm not going to because I don't want to. I could put it on a thin mount, but I'm not going to. So I'm going to take my gray ink and I'm just going to ink I always think I'm not getting enough gray because it's light, but that's why I'm using it, because I don't want it to be real dark. I want it to be softer. Okay, so there's I've inked that part, and I'm just going to put it right down here. Now I've committed, I can't move it around, okay? I'm going to anchor with one hand. I'm going to take my pressure tool, and I'm going to rub every single bit of this, okay? Always with an anchor here. I'm holding this very tight, okay? I'm feeling like a rebel. Yeah, that's me. Okay, now this is anchoring the thing. I've taken my anchor hand off, and I'm moving my anchor hand to the top of the piece, and now I'm going to come down here. You've always got to have this anchored, especially if you're using this pressure tool, because this pressure tool will make your stamp slide if you don't have it like really, really like clamped down, okay? But the pressure tool also gives you just an amazing, amazing image. Absolutely amazing. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And that's going to be beautiful on our piece. I'm going to take and I'm going to put some, thank you Joy, and hello, thank you for sprinkling. I'm going to take some crackle and I'm going to put it over, and generally I use my distress, but I thought, you know what, we're going to do crackle today. So I'm going to take my crackle, I'm going to lay it here, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of, they call it a tickle. And then you can peek and you can see how much you have. I'm not getting quite as much as I want, so I'm going to use more pressure with my pressure tool. That's better. Now I've got, I don't know if you can see it, I've got some fabulous crackle, okay? And magically, I have a piece that's cut exactly the size I want it. It's the same stamp and it's got crackle, but I cut it ahead of time, okay? That's what I did. Now, I want this, let me get my, what do you call it? My reflection covered. That drives me nuts. Now we're getting to the part where we're going to start putting things together. I've got my beautifully painted Iron Orchid Gallery blank. I've painted it a beautiful Vera at the Ballet pink, and I've given it a dry brush of Farmhouse Linen, okay? And it looks fabulous. I am going to take some very, very soft, this is super soft, what is it, 320, and it's used, so it's very soft. This is feeling a little rough. I'm just gonna like literally one time, and now all that little, because when you paint, wood gets kind of, how do I want to explain this? It expands kind of, and I got dust. And if you take just, you saw I just did it once, and now this is just as smooth as it can be, okay? So we did that. I might as well do the side while I'm at it. 1, 2, and it's not going to take your dry brushing off, okay? You're just knocking down those. Somebody help me explain that. It swells the wood, okay, and it makes for a little bit of unevenness, but now this is not uneven at all. This, we're going to decoupage inside here, okay? Ha! You knew I was going somewhere like that, right? That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to get a very, very soft brush, and I'm going to get my decoupage medium. And I'm going to get a piece of plastic like this. It's a sandwich bag. Now, I should show you how I cut this, because there's a trick. So we had this piece that we made that's not cut, okay? Literally, this is how I cut it. This is all I did. It raises the grain. Thank you, Tracy. I knew somebody would explain that. That's exactly what was in my head, but I couldn't figure out how to say it. So it just so happens that this stamp fits perfectly in this opening. And I didn't really plan it that way. I was going to use it anyway, but I mean, it literally does just fit perfectly in there. And so I laid it on here, and I took my scissors, you see where that is? And I snipped there. I came down here to the bottom, because I can see through it because it's very thin. I snipped there, okay? And then I came over here and I could see right, and I snipped here. And then when I took this off, wherever my little snips were, I just had to cut it. There's my snip right there. And I had a perfect piece that fit inside there. How about that? No muss, no fuss. All right, so I'm going to take, my medium, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to anchor this piece of tissue. So I'm only going to put in just maybe an inch of product, and I'm going to like anchor that and make sure it's going to lay exactly where I want it to. I'm going to wrinkle right off the bat, but that's okay. I'll just lift it off, try again. Fabulous. Take your plastic and go in here and push that down, okay? So now you've got an anchor. This is still loose, but can you imagine if you put your product, your decoupage medium, on this whole thing and then you tried to drop this in and get it straight? Please, you'd be, it wouldn't, you might be able to do it, but man, it'd be very, very frustrating. So that's the way I do it. I always put like a little inch, and then I come in underneath like this, and now I can just do the rest of it. If you're kind of new, you can do an inch at a time. I'm kind of, you know, I've decoupaged 1 billion times, so I feel like I can do the whole thing. And then I can bring it, I pull it a little bit taut. Bam. Get your plastic out. You don't want to do it with your fingers because this, you know, that medium will start to soak through really quickly. And once this tissue paper gets kind of wet, it can stick to your fingers. And as well, when, like if you pushed real hard right here, be gentle when you lift this because it can stick to the plastic, but it's much more apt to stick to your fingers than it is to stick to the plastic. So now I've got a perfectly decoupaged piece on the bottom of my, or in the inside of my shadow box. Look at that. It's got some nice crackle to it. It's really good. Okay, now my heat gun broke, so I got to get another heat gun. So I dug this out of somewhere. I don't know. Somebody left this at my house. I used to do in-person classes, and I thought, wait a minute, I think somebody left a blow dryer somewhere. So I went and I found it, and sure enough, here it was. So I'm going to dry this. Okay, it's pretty dry. Now I'm going to take Paint Couture Satin and another very, very soft brush, and I'm going to seal it, okay? I want to seal this. And I want to seal it because we're going to put a transfer over it, okay? And you don't have to worry about your ink running because you've used Iron Orchid ink, which is archival, and it will not run when you get it wet. It won't smear. So there we've got just a nice little coat. I could do this right now, I could seal this right now, but it's going to make it harder for me to work on it, so I'll do that off camera. You guys know how to seal wood. You know, I would just brush it like that. Trying to get in the habit of taking the product off of my brush, and sometimes I forget. There's a lot of product left in your brush, and sometimes I forget to do that, and that's just a waste. Okay, now let's try that. Yeah, right, Shannon? I mean, it's really, you're really asking for luck to be on your side to try and do that, and it rarely goes well. That kind of looks pretty just like that, doesn't it? Okay, very soft. This is part of, hold on, let me find it. And I put a link in. It's part of this mold that I got on Amazon, and I love it. I love it. I put it on everything. I put it on this beautiful piece. Look at that. That's the whole mold right there. Hi, Nancy. That's the whole mold, okay? This piece is still available as a buy it now, and I'll put a link in for that. I've sold most things, but that piece is still available. So this is the mold from there. I do it in hot glue, and so here's the whole thing, okay? What I do, and I've done this several times, is I cut it apart to make it useful for what I want. So do you see what I've done here? I've taken all of this, cut it apart, and now I've got a little piece. See, it's just this part of it here, okay? And now I've got a darling little piece that's going to fit on the top of our gallery blank. Could you die? It's beautiful. Okay, I think that we should paint that so it can have a chance to dry. So I'm going to paint that with farmhouse linen. I don't have my cup out here to put my brushes in, which I don't like that. So I just take my brush and I just kind of go like this, because there's so many nooks and crannies, you guys, on these. You've got to really pounce and look at it from every single angle. So I'm just kind of trying to get all sides, and when I pick it up and look at it from the sides, there's going to be a ton of places that I missed. It's just the nature of the beast. But this pouncy thing works really well. Then I'll probably, you know what, I generally paint the backs of them after they're attached to the piece, because that's just what I do. That's just how I do it. I don't really have a reason. See, I've missed all that. So then you got to pick it up and look at it from the side, from all angles, because this has so many. I've missed the bottom. It has so many curlicue areas. Quiet because I'm very, very intent on getting all of this. I almost always miss a part. me look. See, there's inside places and all right, I think excuse me, I think it looks pretty good. All right, let's put this up here, and then I can take this away because it's got paint all over it. And we're going to put this back here. We're all dry. Now, I've taken one of the beautiful images from Catharina, which is the small, what is it, 8 by 12, okay? And it's got all of these little groups of the most beautiful, beautiful flowers, and I just picked a group that I liked, a little grouping. I think it's this one that we're working with. And these are $3 off right now in the oolalashop.com, which I think I'm going to put in right now because I don't think I did that. There. Okay. So we're going to lay this in here. And it's going to look amazing. But I don't want to just lay it in straight like that. I kind of want to curve it a little bit. Let me get a rubby stick. Rubby stick. So once you take this backing off, you guys know the drill. You got to be pretty darn careful because it's going to stick. Okay. You have a little bit of wiggle room. I think I got it in the perfect place on the first try. Yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm committing. So now I've pressed it down. Now it's not going anywhere, okay? And we're gonna rub it. So I generally start my transfer and then I do this. I take a little piece of the paper. I'm working inside a little kind of a thing, so it's a little bit harder to get. What I want to do is slide this under some of this carrier paper. There we go. And be able to lift it. Yikes, lost it. Hi, Stephanie. I want to be able to lift it. Okay, so now I've got the carrier paper. Now I'm not rubbing endlessly on places that I don't need to rub. See? So now I can take the carrier paper and I can pull. I can pull as I rub and I can see what's sticking, and then I'm not just rubbing endlessly. Okay? That's how I do it. There may be other ways to do it. That's how I do it. And then I can see if something hasn't laid down, I can just lay, excuse me, lay it right back down. And this is so pretty. And look, the inside real soft pink matches the Vera at the ballet. Couldn't be prettier. And then with this up top, this, oh, it's gonna be gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right. Yeah, this transfer is just the best. And there's, geez, how many groups of flowers are there? There's too many to count. I don't know, probably 30 groups of flowers and each one is as pretty as the next. There's daisies and violets and pansies and, oh, there's a bird. There's 2 birds. I didn't even see the birds. There's 4 birds. I didn't even see that. I'm always looking at the flowers. So you got little birds. Yeah, the flower collections are just beautiful. They're beautifully detailed. So I'm just rubbing. Look how fabulous. It's wonderful. So this is a pretty small little bit of transfer. It shouldn't take us too long. But see, I can lift this up over here and I can see that I've not got all that leaf has not adhered yet. So I can just lay it right back down. And then I can just see the progress I'm making as I move along. I'm going to turn it this way. Well, you're very welcome, Faye. Yeah, $3 off. Why not? Why not? It's my business. I can do what I want. Now, if it's a month later and you're seeing this on YouTube, I might not have any left. I only have a few, but you can reach out to me and we'll see if you're seeing this on YouTube. My arm's getting tired. See, I've got a little piece there that's not adhered. Can you see it? So I can just lay that right back down because I haven't moved my carrier sheet at all. Oh, you did, Stephanie. You're a good mom, sweet angel Willie. We're there. Make sure your carrier sheet's all empty. Empty carrier sheet. Bam. Look at that. Is that, oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? So now I'm going to take actually I'd started using this part, this real shiny part. I'm going to tear it a little bit. And I'm going to, what they call burnish, and make sure that everything is laid down. All my edges. All of my edges. I want to make sure all my edges are laid down. So you see, you could have put this just on the paint, but having that bit of script behind there just really, I mean, it makes it look like an old, like an encyclopedia page or something. Very cool. Yeah, I have a lot of them too, Stephanie. Okay. Yeah, it was a perfect paint choice because I saw that and I went, oh, Vera at the Ballet, because I use Vera at the Ballet all the time. So that was, you know, my first thought. I automatically knew that was going to match this paint beautifully. Okay, so it feels like my transfer is down very, very well. Now, some people like to distress their transfers, and some people don't. And this is a personal choice. I like to, because they just look more vintage, you know, and vintage is kind of like my jam, you know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that same piece of really, really soft sandpaper. I'll probably fold it like this because I need to get inside this small area. And I'm going to very, very gently. Let me tell you something that I have found. When you're distressing transfers, distress the light part first. If you distress this, the dust from this dark will be on your sandpaper and it will make this dark, okay? So if you're going to distress your transfers, make sure you distress the light parts first and then move on to the dark parts, or you're transferring dust and it's not good. It's not a good thing. Also, try not to drag this dust like across this light, light colored part, which we can't really because this is such a small area. I just want to make sure this is really, really down really well. Oh, I love this. Look, I don't know if you can see. Can you see the little crackle we got? Just the barest amount of crackle. It's just so pretty. All right, here we go. I'm going to do my rose first. And I just go in one direction, and I'm quite intentional, using a very light hand. And I just want to make it look quite not so perfect. So now my rose has a little bit of distress to it, which I love. Now I'll go over these darker parts, and I'm not going to drag it across my light part. Get that done. A little bit more over here. And now I'll start doing like those little rose buds. You can take that and you can see there's dust from that, okay? So you don't want to do these leaves and then drag it over that light colored rose because it would transfer. See? So now we've got I'm going to show you the difference from the top to the bottom. There's the top and there's the bottom. I like this. I like this. And when we seal that, it's just gonna pop. It's gonna be beautiful, beautiful. Power outage. Yeah, I learned, Stephanie, I learned that the hard way. I ruined something, dragging dark over light. Only did it once. Now I'm very, very intentional about distressing. And I'm going to try not, I usually do that a lot, and I'm going to try not to drag this paper over my white part. Like on here, I'm going to stay right on the leaf. And it doesn't take a lot, especially when you're working on the dark stuff. Oliver's laying in his bed snoring. Here's a dog thing that I just learned and it worked beautifully. So Oliver has, he's had his teeth worked on before. I think the last time it was $3,000. And he's old and he's got some other issues. And his breath is, man. And he's got a lot of tartar, and I'm just not going to have him put under to have his teeth worked on. I just can't, because I know something bad's going to happen, and I'll never forgive myself. Ooh, look at that. Look. So beautiful. So I was looking on vet things for, dogs with atrocious breath. And I found that if you mix a couple of bags of green tea with 2 tablespoons of honey, and I put it in a baby bottle, and I cut the tip off so it's a little bit of a wider tip, and I rinse his mouth with that twice a day, and you think, honey, well, that's sweet. No, honey kills bacteria. And in a week, his breath no longer smells. I can't believe it's working that well, but it is. So, yay. Yeah. Like I can be in the same room with him now, So that was really, yeah. If you need more information, shoot me a message and I'll tell you more about it. Gosh, I wish I could remember which brush I used for top coat, but I don't remember, so I'm going to have to get a new brush. I'm going to seal this now, and you're going to see this thing pop. It's going to pop. So it's like, it reminds me of like putting, like, you know, your manicure is a week old and you put some clear coat on it and then it looks beautiful again. So that looks good, but, and I want to make sure I got all the dust off of here. See? Right here? That's dust from sanding. Okay, I've got it all off. So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to seal this. It looks a little cloudy at first, but it won't be when it dries. I'm going to seal this all up, and this is just going to pop. There we go. There we go. Now I could seal all of this right now since I have a brush with product on it, but here's what I know. If I want to put this up here and if I want to hot glue it on, hot glue does not want to stick to, oh, look at that, does not want to stick to a smooth surface, okay? But this is rough because I did a pass with the sandpaper, so it's more porous, and then the back of this is kind of porous. So if I sealed this, I know for a fact that it would not stay put, okay? But because it's not sealed, I can glue it on with hot glue, and then I'll just seal around it, okay? Let's dry this first because I don't want to. Does green tea have caffeine? I don't think it does. I don't really know, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know. Oh, look how pretty that is, you guys. Look how pretty that is. It's got that nice kind of satin glow to it. It's still a little wet in a couple of places, but that's okay. Now, here's something. You know how I always antique stuff? Lately, I've not been antiquing stuff. Lately, I've been taking this, and I'll put a link to it. It's in my store, and it's acrylic paint, and I like this even over the paste wax and the rub and buff. I just really, really like this. It's a true gold, and it stays very gold. And so I've been taking this, and I'm going to do it before we put it on our piece. And I've been just on white, I've been taking and just going over the high points. Like that. Isn't that something else? Just over the high points. It's not rocket science. Don't make yourself nuts. Just over the high points, just like that. Any place there's a ridge, drag that brush. And it stays very, very gold, and I really like that. I joke, I'm in my Marie Antoinette phase. If you want to, you know, put some back on the recessed pieces, you can. But look, that's all there is to it, and look how fabulous that looks. Marie would be proud, would she not? And then I'll do a little bit on the top. And I actually bought this paint to splatter on my watercolors, And I don't know what made me think to do this the other day, and I thought, oh, well, that's fabulous. So there's that. Let's give that a chance to dry for a second. I feel like, what if we put a little bit of gold on here somewhere? I wonder where we would do that. I don't know. I really like the way it looks like it. Like just on the edges, maybe. Probably be really pretty. Let's give it a try. I'm just going to go just right on the edge like this. It's going to be so faint. You see it? Just like right on, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Be careful when you get to the corners because it'll be more on the corners because the brush is touching in a different way. So when you get to the corners, try to avoid those. Yeah, that looks pretty. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. In person, you can see it. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to go all around the edge, just right on the knife's edge of the piece, just like a little border of gold. Can you see it? It's pretty, huh? You really see it on the edge. That's okay. I can fix that. If you get too much, get out a little fine brush and get your Vera at the ballet out. Fix it. In fact, we might do that right now. We might fix that up a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is kind of do this a little bit more on the sides because I think that would look pretty. Just, you know, just little bits, very unintentional. So pretty. Now I'm going to take a small brush like this and I'm going to get my Vera at the ballet, and if I've got any places on the front of my I'm going to do like a dry brush situation. I don't have a lot of paint on here, but like here it got a little out of control. See that? So just like a little kind of a dry brush situation. I'm just going to look, and that fixed it. Okay, so any place that I got nuts, like right there in that corner, I don't like that. I'm just going to kind of dry brush over that with a little bit of Vera at the ballet. Here it's a little bulky, so just take your Vera at the ballet, almost like a dry brush, run it along your edges if you have anything that's a little too in your face. I got little nuts over here. Just calming it down a little bit. Oh boy, that's pretty. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I've had mine forever, Lori. I've had this forever. And I really use the heck of it. How much do I still have? Let me look. I can't look because there's I easily have a third of a bottle left, and this is probably 2 years old. I've had it for a very long time. I used it a lot in my watercolors, and then the other day I thought, I wonder what it would look like if, and I tried it, and it looked fabulous because it stays very gold, so I really like it. So now I'm going to give this just a little touch of dry. There we go. And then this is going to go just like that. Isn't that, look, have you ever? It's just so foofy. I love it. That's really pretty, isn't it? That's it. That's the whole project. Yeah, looks really, really nice. And, well, not so much because you have this on here, But if you didn't put a topper on it, you could use the back for something else. But see, once I put this on, I'll paint this pink to match that, okay? I'm not going to put this on right now because you have to sit and hold it for like a couple of minutes, and I don't feel like doing that on camera. But that's it. That's our project for today. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. And that was done with, what did we use? We used Ephemeral type for a little background, and we decoupaged that on the inside. And we used Vera at the Ballet. We used some farmhouse linen. We use, can I show the front of the gold bottle? Yeah, and Nikki, I'm going to put a link to this as soon as I get off camera. I'll put a link to it in the comments so you can come back and see it. What was I going to say? Where was I? Oh, this transfer is from Catharina, and I have a couple of left, and they're $3 off today. So if you think you might enjoy that, if you don't have it yet, look at all the flowers. You can pick one up for $3 off in my shop, the oolalashop.com. There's the link there. I think that's it for me today, you guys. I am going to see my BFF today. I haven't seen her in weeks because she's been traveling, so I'm very much looking forward to that. I'll put a few more links in, and that's it. That's my offering for today. So Sunday sharing, thank you for being here. I'll be putting links in to join the new junk journal with Denise, and next Thursday I'll be doing an hour in her printable party event. I got something really cute planned. All I'm going to say is rabbit. That's all I'm going to say. And not Layla Pone either. A different rabbit. Okay, there we go. Thanks so much for being here, everybody. Patricia and Lynn and Faye and Robin, and thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys giving me an hour of your time, and all the links are in the beginning of this, and this will be on YouTube eventually because, you know, they're doing all that weird stuff with the lives. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Thanks for being here, friends. I will see you soon. Actually, I'll see you Thursday. Bye.